Hey Virgo, welcome to your November 2025 monthly. If you guys would like to meet your own spirit guide, I put together a free meditation to take you on a journey to the Temple of the Masters. I will link to that in the comments. And don't forget, if you'd like a free mini read, I go live here on YouTube Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Without further ado, Virgo, well, your month is a little bit of a message of like hope for you. Essentially, it looks like you've like kind of crossed this barrier, or it's more like you've sunken into peace in your body that's really allowing you to like start to enjoy life. Like your life enjoyment isn't coming from an accomplishment, a degree, the most prestigious degree, the fancy car, the accomplishment, the achievement. And you're like sinking into the wow, it's actually just a really beautiful thing that this friend drove 30 minutes to get lunch with me. Wow, it's actually a really beautiful thing to keep coming to the same coffee shop for years, and you kind of know some of the other regulars here. Oh, it's such a beautiful thing that there was a storm and they're coming to help me get the trees out of my yard. So it's not like the simple things in life, but you're realizing the beauty of someone choosing to put the resource of their time on you and being willing to spend their time with you and on you. And I do kind of think that this was like a kind of a big life lesson for you. I don't know about a big one, but I think it's been a long one for you. Because this indicates that like it felt like a battle to learn this lesson. And that could look like, no, I have high standards in who I date. I have, these high expectations. So it was like, I think it was more like long kind of internal battle for you to really just sink in and realize, hey, this person wants to spend time with me. And we've got a good vibe when we spend time together. But this does indicate that it was just hard to get here. It was like a hard fought journey to get there. And it's like the message of hope is that you're leaving the sad times of your life. And you're like literally moving on to the Nine of Earth, which is the enjoying the simple things of life, enjoying life's little luxuries, and recognizing that that is a win if you have life's little luxuries to like be celebrating. Because what's coming up from underneath all of this, I think for whatever it is that you wanted to achieve in your career, you've like achieved the highest level you can. You either achieve the highest level that you can, or you've achieved the highest level that you want to go, because you just realize there's not too much more satisfaction or life enjoyment that you're going to get out of achieving anymore. So that's what's making you turn to really enjoying like relationships and the value of people choosing to spend time on you and with you. But this was definitely, you should feel a little proud is all I'm saying, Virgo, because you crossed a milestone. And view it this way, like just kind of like for kind of a crude, rough analogy, okay? You were in one playground was all about the achievement, the prestige, the accomplishment, the success. And now you've entered a new playground. So you already have a strong base. That's your foundation of life, right? So you probably got money. So not a bad foundation, And now you're playing in this playground, which is like the value and the currency of relationships, which is the value and the currency of introductions. And not only introductions to like further your career or anything, but also just like, this is the person I go on hikes with. This is the person that we go to art galleries with. Like you're crossing over into that playground now. So you're just going to like be letting go of some old ways that you used to enjoy life, some old things that you used to do to like win at life. And you're going to have to learn like the new playground, the new social rules, the new ways to find life satisfaction. So it's going to be a little bit of a transition for you for sure. But you're over the hardest part of it, which is essentially accepting that relationships and spending time with people has a value. Now that you know that, now you've entered the new playground and you're just at the beginning of it. So now you get to explore all the new toys and gizmos and gadgets in there, It kind of looks like in your recent past, I think there was someone, I think it was likely a woman or at least a feminine energy that really like touched your heart and expanded it. And there's a part of you that wishes that you just truly appreciated her more, appreciated that time, effort, and energy on her part more. I don't think there's full acknowledgement on your end of like kind of how hard you made it on her, or how difficult you made it. You either made it difficult to love yourself or you made it hard on her. You know, it was like the more hoops she was willing to cross, the more work she was willing to put in, the more loved you felt. But whatever happened, I don't think it's like a permanent ending between you two, but there was a separation. There was like a step back in the energy of it. And it kind of like really remade you kind of like rethink the value of things. Because it's almost as if she was for a while there ready to like drop everything at a moment's notice to come see you, tend to you, hang out with you. And I think you just like kind of took it for granted. And then it was always lesson, lesson, lesson. And now it's like non existent that made you like just realize the value of it. So that's probably why you've come to the conclusion on that little life lesson there. So in the current moment, you know, I'm not seeing any reconciliation cards. I'm not even picking up that person's energy heavily in this read at all. So whatever they did, I think they like they're refocused on other things in their life right now. I'm just completely focused on other things. But you're kind of surprised at like the mark that person left on your life, and like because this is the soul level happiness card, so that means it's not like I'm happy because I got this job. I'm happy because I have a good relationship, because I have a good marriage. I'm happy because I lost weight. This is like you're just waking up and you're like just feeling hopeful and optimistic about the life and about the day ahead, you know? And you're just kind of surprised, and there's a part of you that's like recognizing it is like a I don't see how that woman was as happy as she was given how like little she achieved. So it kind of like it touched you, and it's like as if you learned everything you needed to learn from this past person, Virgo. This is an interesting read, Virgo. You're gonna have to give me some comments because this is interesting and this is specific. I can't imagine this applying to a lot of people. Let me pull a clarifying card. Yeah, you got the star, which is like the ultra hope card. It's just like that person's mark on your life has left you feeling like really hopeful, really confident, and like kind of ready to like pave forward and cross over into a more social way of living life. That's the best way I could put words to it. Um, and like your old anxieties, I think your old fears and anxieties about like looking stupid are kind of like fading away a bit. They're always going to be there until you like step in and start interacting with people who just aren't like that, who like can see your weakness and they'll step in and cover for you without the other people in the room even knowing it was your weakness, you know? Or those other people who like give feedback in a good way where you feel good about yourself. Like you're just going to start meeting like a whole new people. Okay, I do think that going into your future though, I think you're expecting communication from whoever this past person is. I think there's a part of you that's thinking that they're being slow, deliberate, methodical in how they'll reapproach you, and that's just trying to balance things. But honestly, thinking that way is just leaving you in a place of confusion, leaving you to like hold on. Um, okay. I think you're just really starting to realize that that person was a team player and they were trying to make it work. I think you might be realizing that at different stages of you knowing them, they may have had like a little bit of limited capacity, you know? Everyone has different levels of IQ and EQ. So I think you're just kind of starting to realize like, oh, they were at this capacity, but Jesus, they were just always down to be a team player and to like give. Um, Type of thing. Going into your future though, I think you are expecting communication from them. I think you're expecting them to come back more objective, more willing to like work on it and to make it work and to like have some epiphany that they're like, oh my God, I was the problem this whole time. Honestly, I think you were always wanting them to be the queen of air, which is very logical, which is very clear minded, which is very grounded. I think the person was a little bit more on the lovey, emotional, feeling sides, or maybe even the word neurotic. um, so I think you're just expecting them or thinking that they're kind of this epiphany of like, oh, I was being too emotional. Logically, they're the person for me. Um, yeah, I just really think you're expecting them to come back and for it to be a really passionate start. Wow, you are. Okay, Spirit, come on. Is this person coming back? What do they need to hear about it? They're only coming back if you recognize that they were very graceful the entire time you guys were together. If you recognize that they were very graceful, that they were always being patient, that they were always being willing. I think there's lots of love potential there, and there is a potential for like a good community. You guys could really do well and be good together, but the epiphany you think that they got to make, you definitely think it's a big one. Once you make the equivalent one, like, that's when and only when it could fall into place. Because this person doesn't really like that they felt bullied financially by you, or that you didn't maybe necessarily appreciate the life situation they were in. They were like, I'm being honest about who I am and where I'm at. They are disappointed that it didn't like work out with you, but they're just in a place of, it's more like they're at a place of, I now see them for who they really are. I accept Virgo for who they really are. And I just now recognize that I'm never going to get what I want from them. So they're like, they're not viewing you as an option because they just hit peace and acceptance of that's who they are. That's how they're going to be. I'm going to go start looking in other pastures now. Other pastures must be greener. So they're like looking the other way for love. And so all I can tell you is that if the two of you could come together, like there is like love there, as well as a great chance for a good community life with them. It's only going to come back once you realize how much grace they had and how much they were always kind of like giving, and that they were like always trying to make you happy, and like kind of acknowledging too that you were like a little demanding, as well as whatever big epiphany you think they have to make, like you're the one that actually has one to make. So if you want to make it, you want to go in and go, what is it that I need to learn from that person? What is it that I need to learn to be able to reconcile with that person? And like you're smart, the epiphany will come to you. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, oh, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's really acknowledging that like it's over and acknowledging that it didn't work out how you thought it would have. It like it's almost as if you two were just like had an image of the other person, but like the image both of you held of the other person wasn't reality, who was actually in front of you. And it's honestly, it's kind of like a big old card of you acknowledging, I put too much on them, I put too much expectations out of them, I tormented them a bit. Um, yeah, it's to accept that it's over and to accept like the responsibility that you played into it. And it's kind of like, honestly, like you kind of gave nothing to the relationship. You gave nothing for it to live on. You know, fire needs wood, air, and a fan. They were fanning it, and then they were trying to run to the forest to get the smaller things to keep the fire going, fanning it, and then they were running to the forest to pull the logs out, and you were sitting there laughing, saying, you need a bigger log than that. And they kept trying, and you were getting a lot of glee and delight from them putting all that energy and effort. And they're like, fuck it, I can't be the fangirl, I can't do the smaller things and the big things. Like, literally, what are they bringing to the table other than just like showing up and sitting up and enjoying the fire that I'm tending to and I'm getting exhausted fanning? Like, this person flat out got tired of fanning the flames of keeping the relationship alive. So your personal power is literally to like accept that it's over and learn your lesson from it so you don't repeat it again, you know? Because you don't want to do that to your next relationship. You actually want someone. In terms of those outside of you, the influence they have, wow, I really hate to be the bearer of bad news, Virgo. Like, I don't think you have good people Um, I don't think you have people who are giving you good advice. I think you're having people who are giving you the advice that they think you want to hear. So I'll give you an example. Like, you know how like a lot of girls will be like, if he wanted to, he would, and their other girlfriends are all like, yeah, girl, you should make him work harder. But like the situation was, he planned a date, and she kept showing up like 20 minutes late, and he finally said, hey, I really need you to start, like, I'm feeling disrespected. I really need you to start showing up on time in order for this relationship to continue. And for her to go home like, can you believe he said that to me, guys? Like, doesn't he realize that all this beauty and all this makeup, it takes time, and like you like he should be willing to wait for me because I'm the prize and I'm so beautiful and it's only 20 minutes. And instead of all the girls going, hey, well, I want to sit you down, like, I can understand why he feels disrespected. Like, you've been doing this for 2 years now, and like when you show up to the date, you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, an old friend from middle school called me. So you're letting the man right now know that some random person from middle school called you and they're more important than you. I can understand why he feels disrespected, right? But then there's also this girlfriends who are like, oh my god, girl, you're right. You deserve a man who's not gonna rush you. You're your own woman. You're like independent. You don't need him. Um, do you see how some of that advice is like solid life advice, and the other one is just like a telling the girl what she wants to hear? I think a lot of your friends are in that second category. You're like, yeah, man, no, you're right. She should be working hard for you. Like, you are the prize. Yeah, man, you were like opening up your home to her, and she couldn't drive to you, bring you food, and this or that. Like, no, you are the prize. Any girl would be lucky to have you. Instead of like, well, I don't know, if I were her and every time we hung out she had to like always bring the food and everything to you, I could see for a while how she could maybe feel a little pathetic and maybe feel like I need love poured back into me. Like, I just think a lot of people around you right now aren't giving you solid advice. um, okay, in terms of your hopes or fears for this month, well, honestly, I think, Virgo, you're staying in a place of, I think I can manifest this. I believe this person. I think you're just staying in that, I just got to believe, right? I just got to believe, and that person will come back. Law of attraction isn't about manifesting a specific person, though. It's about manifesting what is it that you want. How would you feel if it came in? So if you want a specific person to come back to you, how would you feel if they came in? I would feel loved. I would feel cherished. I would feel adored. I would feel respected. I would feel pursued. I would feel loved. I would feel wanted. It's those emotional states that you actually want to manifest, not that specific person. So just be aware of that. Don't get all delulu on me and try to manifest a specific person. Um, in terms of your outcome for this month, well, I think you're trying to like distract yourself and keep yourself busy because your outcome for the month is the Two of Earth, which is where there's like a lot going on. There's a lot of moving pieces in your life. So it's kind of like oh, I can't call her because I gotta, study for my boards. I gotta do this and that, and I gotta get settled in, move all my stuff in my new apartment. And right, it's absence makes the heart grows fonder. So as I'm doing all of this, she's missing me more and more. And then once I get settled and everything's moved, then she can come in. She'll come back around by then. I just need to focus on me, type of a thing. When like you're ignoring that epiphany you need to have. And I do, Virgo. I'd rather be honest than do the flashy stuff that you want to hear to get more views. If you want like love in your life and a lasting relationship, you're gonna have to have that epiphany. So it's think of this person and be like, if there's something I'm supposed to learn so that we could reconcile, what is that lesson? And you can even be in an emotional state of, I don't think I need to do anything. But if there is, for some small chance or small reason, please enlighten me, universe. You could even do it from that state of mind. If there is something for me to learn, like, yeah, I'd love to learn it. And just be open to that epiphany because I think it's going to provide you like profound growth. Yes. It's going to get you the growth you need. The wheel is like when change happens and deliberate because you manifested it deliberately. And it's always positive after this card. Always, always. And like it's like a 180 positive. So listen, you got a choice. You're going to learn the lesson either way, okay? These are the two cards, major arcana cards too, so it's a big deal, that a huge 180 life change is coming for you. You could either deliberately, positively set down time and go, if there is some epiphany that I could have done to make that relationship work or be better, If there's anything I could do to actually make a reconciliation possible, I would love to become aware of it. And then you'll become aware of it in a beautiful way, in an enlightening way, in an epiphany type of a way. But you're gonna learn the lesson no matter what. This is the Tower card, the life experience card. So this is where the life lesson feels like the rug was pulled out from underneath you, right? You're staring straight ahead and the rug was pulled out from underneath you, so now you're staring straight up. You're getting a complete, like, I guess that's not a 180, but that's a 90 degree. It's a completely different life perspective, but it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. So, I mean, that could look like in practical terms, like you spend another year or two, she's going to come back around, she's going to come back around. They're going to have the crashing moment where you see her in a, like, married in a Facebook cover. And you're like, oh, crap, she got married. Then you're going to have your Tower moment, but you wasted a year or two to have it. Or you can, like, have your moment now and it be positive. Man, Virgo, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Sorry about that, but I do hope you have your epiphany. If you would like to get a specific personal read on this, I go live for free on YouTube every Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So come get a mini read. Let me help you more and more personal than this, because I can see how that would just be dissatisfying. But lots of love and good luck on your personal growth this month. Bye, guys.